This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his second season, James Conner. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
From the 31, Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Javon Hargrave there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Stay at home. Stay at home. Stay at home. Ready? Check. Hey, box truck. Watch the run. Check. 40's mine. 40's the mine. Guys, let's get lady. Let's go.
To throw is Darnold. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, he couldn't turn it into much more.
Yeah, the lane closes quickly for Bell, and he did not make it. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. Well, so much for picking it up on the ground on third down. Third play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
Here we go.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. It's out time, man. Hey, Alpha. Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Right there, 54, right there. 54, Mike.
On third down, Roethlisberger. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Say it again. Oh, Louis.
For their next possession. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same.
He dropped
like
it, man. Come on,
right?
son.
Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
You know what, bro?
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here.
Squeeze. He's scared. He's checking. Crash. Under 10. 10. Alert 3.
On 2nd and 10, Darnold. He's going to find his tight end. That's Chris Herndon. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Say it again, bro.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. And by the end,
Said make a trade down the season.
for New York.
We'll see.
Overall,
We'll see how
second
things
leading
go.
receiver in 2018 on the team behind Robbie Anderson. In fact, his 39 catches, most among rookie tight ends in the league a season ago. They'll run it with Bell. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
We're gonna figure it out, my G. We're gonna figure it out.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
No promises, no guarantees, but we definitely gonna figure some shit out. If 4th and 4 under the 50.
They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And he's got this down to the 35. 10 yards is the pickup. Good enough for a Jet first down.
4th and 2.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They become a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
They'll go back to the ground with Bell. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now a draw play. This is Bell. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. Now after the run by Bell, here's another 1st and 10.
Check 13. Check 13.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, after last week, we went over 200 yards. Looks like the hot tub, cold tub, whatever he did, it worked pretty well.
Much chatter about that performance. Rightfully so. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Bell. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down.
Check 9. Young lady. Hey, do. Go ahead, baby. Go.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2.
Check 3. He's coming. We got double up.
A first carry now for Alex Collins. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. So the decision to go for it turns out to be a good one. They get a couple of yards, and as a result, the drive keeps moving. It's now 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. And they'll try the air now with Darnold.
Damn, bro, I threw a fucking pick.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free.
Damn,
Past the 20, 10, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo, you said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Hey, exit. Crunch time, defense.
2nd down and 10, Darnold. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. The Jets on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Darnold from the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talk about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
33 yards that time.
Check 43. 49. Check 49. Check 49. Hey, look 3. Look 3. Black and 3.
Five yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They got to feel pretty good about that one.
And the catch made by Johnson. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Ready? Lock 80. Easy.
They'll try to run it. This is Conner. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Boswell for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays.
Damn it!
And it's picked up by the Steelers.
That's my fault for getting too fucking fancy, bro.
And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Check safety.
They start with a give to Connor. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around at 42.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. He's going to let this one go deep. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That's fielded in the end zone. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but hold on, we finished.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Back to the air, Darnold on second down.
Throw the ball, baby. Throw the motherfucking ball.
He's taken down. Ryan Shazier got in that time, the first-round pick of 2014. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Darnold. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... They've got his man, complete. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold.
Oh, my God.
Intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. So now 2 pick sixes that he's thrown in this first half of play. Where do you go from here?
Well, number one, make sure you keep your poise. Make sure you go to the sideline after throwing this second one, and you look like you're still in charge, that you're still the guy, because your team's going to feed off of you. And if you're having your hands on your head or shaking your head and walking with your head down, guess what? They're not going to rally at all.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Javon Hargrave. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
I got something for this bitch-ass nigga, bro.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
I got something for you, bro.
Oh, you got deep? Here we go.
Darnold now to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Darnold. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Normally, I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Well, they should have already said, punt it, punt it. Head coach should have already made that decision.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. A quick throw complete to Washington. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
50. Take 2 of them. Quarter. Hey, wahoo.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. This is Johnson. He's got it.
Hey, bro.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Darnold now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10.
Mike 50, set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
From the 50, it's Darnold. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Focus, defense, focus. Mike 50, Mike.
Darnold off the play fake to Bell. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Javon Hargrave make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. 3rd and long, it's Darnold. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the rookie first-rounder from Michigan, Devin Bush. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Here we go. Back 30. Focus. Black and turn.
On 1st and 10 is Counter. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger.
Oh my
Smith-Schuster, it's complete.
fucking God.
23 yards on the play.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a second down. To throw again is Roethlisberger. Steps away to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The safety Marcus May in there on the coverage. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On third down, here's Samuels.
I'm getting mad.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop
they
him
giving
a
this
couple
nigga
of
all kind
yards
of
short.
humbug shit.
3 yards won't be enough here.
Hello?